When we think of a high IQ, we usually picture a golden ticket, right? The key to a more successful, maybe even an easier life. But what if that's not the whole story? Today, we're going to dive into the hidden complexities that come with having a really sharp mind. So let's just jump right in with the big question we're tackling today. Is a sharp mind a gift, or is it a burden? As we're about to see, the truth is it's very often a little bit of both. And there's this saying that just nails it perfectly. The sharper the mind, the heavier the thoughts. This really sets the stage for everything we're about to unpack, that incredible weight that can come with profound intelligence. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we've got to look past the usual stereotypes. Let's start with what an IQ score is actually measuring. Now, take a look at this, because this is where it gets really interesting. IQ tests, they're fantastic at measuring very specific things. The stuff on the left, like how fast you can spot a pattern or reason through a problem. But look at what's on the right. An IQ test tells you nothing about your emotional intelligence, your social skills, or, how happy you are. And that right there is the absolute key. Having a high IQ doesn't make someone better. It just means their brain is fundamentally wired differently. It's processing information faster, and usually with a lot more depth. So it's not about being superior, it's about having different wiring. So what does it actually feel like to have that kind of wiring on the inside? Well, that brings us to our next section, exploring the mind that really, truly never rests. A huge piece of this puzzle is something called mental overactivity. And this isn't just your everyday thinking. We're talking about a mind that is constantly, and I mean constantly, analyzing everything, running simulations of what could happen, and replaying conversations over and over. It's like an engine that is just always on. I absolutely love this metaphor because it's so vivid and so accurate. Their brain doesn't walk, it runs. That really captures the sheer speed and the intensity of what's going on inside their head day in and day out. And when your brain is always running like that, you start to see these common threads, right? There's the classic difficulty in just switching off the brain to relax. For a lot of people, silence isn't peaceful at all. It's actually really loud with their own thoughts. Then you've got this heightened awareness of patterns and future consequences, which creates this really strong sense of responsibility. And to top it all off, often there's this deep-seated perfectionism and a really, really sharp inner critic. So here's the bottom line. When you are wired to see all the hidden connections and the long-term ripple effects in just about everything, you can't just turn it off. That awareness can be an incredible gift, for sure. But man, it can also be a huge source of anxiety. Okay, so that's the internal world. But of course, that doesn't stay locked inside, does it? It totally spills over into the external world. So let's talk about the social side of things, where a lot of highly intelligent people feel like they're just operating on a completely different wavelength. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a conversation and you can just feel your own thoughts racing miles ahead of everyone else in the room? That feeling? That's at the heart of the social challenges we're about to get into. Well, that feeling, it actually has a name: cognitive mismatch. It's that sense of isolation you get when the way you think, or what you're interested in, or even just your conversation style is just way different from the people around you. And it's so important to remember, this isn't about ego. It's not about feeling smarter. It's a genuine difference in how you process the world. And this mismatch leads to a few really common challenges. There's this craving for deeper conversations, about systems and ideas and meaning. And when talks stay on the surface, it can feel really lonely. And sometimes that direct, idea-focused way of communicating can be easily misunderstood as being arrogant or aloof. All of this brings us right to the heart of the matter, the central paradox of a sharp mind. It's the idea that the very same traits that give it its greatest strengths are also the source of its biggest challenges. It really is a double-edged sword, and this table just lays it out so clearly. It is literally the two sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got these incredible assets: deep insight, game-changing creativity, innovation, but the exact same mental engine that produces all of that, if it's left unchecked, can lead straight to the liabilities on the other side: crippling overanalysis, feeling isolated, and that harsh self-criticism. So the big question is, if this is how you're wired, what do you do about it? How can you actually find some mental peace? That's what we're going to cover in this final section. I think this is the most important way to reframe it. Think of your intelligence as an incredibly powerful tool. But any tool, no matter how powerful, needs to be regulated. I mean, you wouldn't leave a chainsaw running 24/7, right? Well, the same logic applies to a highly active mind. So what does that regulation actually look like? Well, it boils down to 3 key steps. First, acknowledge your wiring. Just accept that this is how your mind works without judging it. Second, prioritize mental rest. You have to understand that a brain that runs this fast needs dedicated, intentional downtime to recover. And third, seek simplicity. Realize that even the deepest thinker in the world still needs and deserves simple pleasures to find balance. And when you put all that together, you end up with this really profound redefinition of what intelligence even is. Maybe, as this quote suggests, intelligence isn't just about thinking faster. It's about knowing when to stop thinking. It's about mastering the off switch. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Is the true sign of intelligence not how fast your brain can race from one idea to the next, but how well you can guide it to a place of peace? If you enjoyed this, consider liking the video. Also, if you want more psychology-based insights explained in simple, practical language, hit subscribe. And remember, understanding yourself is the first step to changing your life. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!